Just do a little bit of a mic test if you don't want to just talk.
I had cornflakes for breakfast this morning.
Hopefully we're going to look like flawless superhuman.
So, hi, I'm Martin Vaux. I'm one of the developers of Lords of War.
My name's Nick Street.
So, where did Lords of War come from? Well, I think the first person to come up with the seed of the idea was Nick, back when you were wargaming.
Yeah, and the main idea was to take war games from using hundreds of figures down to just cards, and it was the idea of how to play those cards down.
Yeah, and when we first started developing the game together, the game had been, I guess, amongst loads of our games, because we have loads and loads of games concepts, it had been in your cupboard for how long?
For about 10 years.
So for about a decade, this game had just been sat in Nick's cupboard. And when we met each other through a mutual friend, we sort of had a day where we sat down and we got loads of different games ideas out, and we tried to decide where we'd focus our energies in terms of developing, and Lords of War pretty much stuck out. Right now, where are we? Beginning of November?
Beginning of November.
So it's the beginning of November 2012, and the game has been in full-on development now for about 2 years.
Yeah.
We've come an enormous way since then. When we started, the game was Celts
versus Romans.
Celts versus Romans when we first started out, and we really, really intend to develop like historical battle versions of Lords of War, some sort of classic setups, Wellington, Napoleon, that kind of dispute. But we did a load of market research about 2 years ago and clocked that the best way for us to launch was to launch into fantasy. So we've gone for the races that we have, and we have more planned for down the line. But we're starting with Dwarves and Orcs this Christmas. And then as soon as we can, we've got the artwork just on the verge of ready to go to printer for Elves and Lizardmen. So Christmas 2012, it will be available through the website.
Well, I think we're just going to stay with Lords of War for a bit.
Yeah. I mean, as mentioned, we have all of these concepts that have been in cupboards or I have a big games chest where I've been working on loads of games. So we've got loads of stuff that we'd like to do, and some that are really developed and polished. Effectively, it's kind of money now.
Yeah,
This holding us back. We've got big dreams, but not an enormous amount of cash. So if you could buy the game, that would be hugely valuable, actually, because then we've got loads more concepts that we'd like to develop.
And we want to build up that community, don't we, for Lords of War.
That's one of the biggest things, because we're both really passionate gamers. I've spent so much money and so much time over the years on all my different board games, and have a cupboard full of board games as well as shelves full of board games in my house, and I'm constantly looking for new and interesting ones. But what sometimes disappoints me is that the game is there and then there's nothing but the game, and I want to meet with people to play games. So what we're trying to do with Lords of War is to set up a community whereby people can meet up, they can play the game, we can run some competitions nationally, and we've got some plans there for kind of a Lords of War league, which I'm really excited about, and hopefully that will come into play in 2013. And then which game shows are we going to be at next year?
Salute. I'm in Colours. You have the Birmingham one. You have the UK Expo.
Yeah.
So so there's some of our main ones.
And we're going to be at
Dragon's Meet.
Yeah, Dragon Meet 2012. We're launching this year and we'll be returning next year. So yeah, loads of plans. It's just slightly limited in what we can achieve right now.